Este segmento es patrocinado por New Balance Baseball.
We're here with Antoine Richardson from the beautiful island of the Bahamas. Antoine, what got you into baseball?
Honestly, it's a really good friend actually. I was like maybe like 10, 11 years old, and I had a really good friend that played baseball, and he's like, hey, you should come out and hang out. And ever since then, man, just been enjoying it. Yeah, I fell in love with the game.
And what position did you started playing when you were young?
When I was younger, I was a catcher. and that I learned pretty quickly.
Maybe they needed a catcher, that's why they got you to play.
And I was crazy enough to do it, you know. And then what a coach saw me is like, hey, I don't think you're a catcher, and they put me in the outfield and let me run around a little bit.
Now, you went also to Florida, so was that a big change going from the Bahamas to growing up to Florida?
Absolutely, man. Big culture shock. Growing up in the island, and then just like in the United States in general, right? Was very, very challenging, but that's how you grow.
And what about your family? Because family from the islands usually are tight and stuff like that. Was it hard for them to
I think it was harder for me. I think my mom saw it as an opportunity, right? Like an opportunity to be able to maybe get an education through baseball and then maybe play some more. But for me, it was really tough. And I think you're right. It was hard being away from family.
Now, playing baseball in the major leagues, and then how did you excel your practice? Who was your influence? Who did you like after you got to know the game of baseball?
Man, I looked up to the guys who were like me, right? Like the Juan Pierres, the Ichiros of the world. And because we didn't have a lot of players from the Bahamas that were playing, and so for me, I just tried to find guys who were similar in terms of skill set, right? That could run a little bit and play some defense. Obviously, Ichiro could hit and do everything, but for me, that's where I kind of found my inspiration.
Now, was it hard for you getting drafted and growing up in baseball because of your size and
So fortunately, I got drafted a couple of times, you know what I mean? But I think going through the minor leagues was really tough, right? I wasn't a big prospect. I didn't have power. I could run a little bit, and I just tried to make the most of my speed.
So how did your family react to you getting drafted? And did they say, listen, stick to your studies?
So interesting story, man. When I got drafted, my mom, she didn't even know what a draft was. She's like, what's a draft, right? And so I think they were just supportive and excited that we were getting opportunities to continue to pursue a dream. And it was never pressure to go one way or the next. It was just, for whatever reason, my grandmother was an educator, and I decided that college was the route for me.
And then you got your degree in engineering from what
I did. I got a Bachelor of Engineering, engineering science degree from Vanderbilt, which I'm really, really proud of. One of my,
when
proud
I
of
saw
moments,
that,
yeah.
I was like, boy, hey, wow, this is impressive. So now, sticking to baseball, you being in the minor leagues, did that help you out for the future of coaching?
I would think so. I mean, I think anything that we've learned along the way is just a tool that we could use when we're coaching, right? And I think every lesson is a blessing, right? And so I just take the lessons and from coaches that I would have experienced, other teammates. I try to use them when it's appropriate in my coaching now.
Now, in the minor leagues, how was your experience? Because the Bahamas and then coming to Florida and then just traveling around the United States, that's another little culture shock when you really get to see the states.
110%, man. You start to go into some cities and some towns that you're just really not familiar with, right? So I think for me, it was just always an experience of wow, this is a really big place, in terms of America. But I just tried to embrace everywhere I went and tried to figure out what could I learn about this place and this environment and how can I make the best of it.
Now, when you got to the major leagues and stuff like that, was it hard when first time you got released? Was it tough on you?
Yeah, I think the first time I got released, I think I was a little arrogant and I thought someone else will pick me up, and that didn't happen, right? And then at that point in time, it just made me realize, man, hey, this is a business and you just got to work hard. And then after that, man, I was just really determined to just become the best version of myself and let the cards fall as they may.
And who helped you out when things were a little tough for you in those moments?
Just my family, man. My family was always supportive. My community in the Bahamas was really supportive. So it's a lot of people. It's not just one person, man. I just say.
So they got into it once you got drafted and once you started playing pro ball. They were all supportive.
I would say from day one. I say from the first day I left the island, man. I think everyone was behind me, man. And so I think as difficult as it was a really good support system to kind of go through that journey.
So at any moment did you ever say, well, you know what, I got my degree I could fall back on if baseball didn't work out?
No, I think I was fortunate enough to get a degree, but my heart was always in baseball, and even if I wasn't doing baseball, my heart was in helping people, right? And so baseball is just the vehicle that I get a chance to help people, and so I don't know how I would have used the engineering degree unless it was something I was working with like people and doing stuff for people. But to me, the path is always going to be in some sort of space where I get to interact and help people on a daily basis.
Antoine, you know, one time I spoke to Larry Holmes,
Okay.
ex-heavyweight champion of the world, and he told me that the hardest thing for any athlete is to retire at a young age when that's practically the only thing you're good at. So how hard was it for you to hang up the spikes?
Honestly, it's something I prayed about, and I think like it became very clear. Like my passion to like be in the community in the Bahamas and help others go after their goals and dreams just became a little bit more stronger than me having a desire to play in the major leagues or like and to play professional baseball. So for me, I was watching enough for it. It seemed very easy in the sense that like it was clear like, hey, it's time for you now to give back to somebody else.
Now, who called you up and said, you know what, I need you on my staff? How was that conversation?
Yeah, I got a couple of different calls from some organizations, but ultimately the Toronto Blue Jays. So Ben Sherrington was there at the time, and a guy named Gil Kim, a really close friend of mine, was there at the time, and I got a chance to interact with them a little bit. I got a chance to do like an internship there with them, and that went well, and I learned a ton. And I think that was a stepping stone for me in this part of my baseball career.
The reason why I ask you that is because you've always had a good attitude. It's always helping others and being careful. Do you think that if it would have been the other way around, that you would have had that arrogance, you probably might not have been coaching?
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm happy that you think that kindly of me. But I mean, I just know, like, you know, from my grandmother and just what she instilled, and like we always have to say in the Bahamas, like manners take you around the world. So like for me, that's what it's all about.
Well, and coaching here with the New York Mets, first base, that's got to be, hey, that's a thrill of a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't take it for granted, man. I think, you know, it's pretty special to get an opportunity. It's an honor. It's a privilege. And ultimately, man, it's just it's a gateway to help people. You know what I mean? So I'm excited that I get a chance to do that on an everyday basis.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that a lot of the players, they respect you. Their body language, the way you carry yourself, the way they talk to you, they respect your knowledge. How do you earn their respect when probably you could, you know, they can say, yo, you just a little ball player.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that's a good question for them, man. But I think the one thing I try to do is just kind of show up for them every day, right? Like I show up for them every day to support them, be there for them, and just help them be the best version of themselves. And you know, and that's my plan on a daily basis.
Now, being a first base coach, a lot of people ask me, listen, what is it that the first base coach tells the guys, you know, when they're at first base? You tell them like, good head, get ready to, you know.
I think one of the biggest things is giving them confidence, right? Like to do the task at hand, whether that's stealing the base or whether that's like trying to go first or third. But I think one of the jobs is just like, hey man, like you can do this, you know what I mean? And like and building them up so they could have the courage to like go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, have you ever missed a sign?
Of course. I try not to, but every once in a while, man, I'm human and I make a mistake every once in a while.
What about what happens when the player misses a sign? What do you do?
You know what, man? I take responsibility, man, because I think we're in it together, right? And so I think we're just there to help each other. So if I miss it or he misses it, I think we try to hold each other accountable to be better for it for the next time.
Now, a lot of the kids, they see you at first base with a watch. Mm-hmm. Can you tell them, explain to them why is it that they wear the watch? What is it you're timing?
Most of the time, I'm just timing the pitcher's time to the plate, right? So when he picks up his foot and the time it takes for that ball to get to the catcher, just to have an idea of like, hey man, is there an opportunity here for us to maybe steal a base or something along those lines? And so most of the times, that's what I'm doing with my stopwatch.
Antoine, now, who is the guy that you say, man, you know, from the message, say, man, this guy's going to be the next superstar, man. This guy is, you know.
Oh man, that's a really, really good question, man. We have a lot of really good prospects that are coming up, man. I think we have a lot of good like players on our team right now, man. I think they all these young guys got a really good chance, man. I think Vientos, Mauricio, Acuna, Beatty, a lot of young guys that you've seen come through here for us, man. I think they all got a really good chance, to be honest.
Now, they say that at the end of the road, you're going to be a major league manager. Is that your goal? Is that what you're looking forward to? That you want?
Honestly, man, I just want to win. I want to win a World Series, and I want to do it with a good group of people, man. And if that is as the first base coach, like I'm gonna be super excited about that, man. Wherever I get a chance to win, that's what I'm chasing.
I think you're gonna be the first Bahamian to be the first Major League Baseball coach.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
You know, I have a funny feeling, man, that in a couple of years we're gonna see you running with 15.
Well, then we'll get to run this conversation again.
That's right,
and say that you predicted it here in New York.
I want to thank your family, bro, because they done it right, man. Thank you. They did a great job in bringing, man.
Thank you, man. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it, my brother. No doubt.
Take care.
Take care.
Good luck, man. Hopefully, in the future I'll see you.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
Este segmento fue patrocinado por New Balance Baseball.